Hi, welcome to the Django series. In the last video, I explained how to write a view in multiple applications, but that approach is only suitable for mini project, or we can say for the small task. In that approach, we call all the view under one project URL. Now, in this lecture, I will explain how to write URL pattern under the application. There are many benefits to write URL pattern inside the application. We'll discuss each and every benefit of URL pattern in this session. So here, first I'll discuss the project structure flow. First of all, we need to create a Django project. To create a Django project, we need to type a command under the terminal Django admin start project name. In our case, we already created a project software professional. Under the project, we can create an application. To create an application, we can type a command python manage.py start app and application name. So in our case, we have created three applications: tester, coder and manager. After creation of application, we need to install the application. To install the application in a Django, we need to open the project folder. Under the project folder, we can find settings.py file. Under the settings.py file, need to go to the install app, and under the install app, we can add all the customized application that we have created under the project. Once we add the application, then that apps are registered for the Django project. After that, we can write a business logic for our project. To write a business logic for the project, we can go to the application. So each application consists of certain file structure. So let it be the example of coder. This coder application consists of many files. To write a business logic, we can explore views.py file. In our last video, I discussed how to write this view in a views.py. So this file consists of two simple view which will just return a string. Two function, name of the first function is junior coder and second function is senior coder. In the similar way, I have write the two functions in the tester application under the views.py. So in the views.py, I write the two functions junior tester and senior tester, which will also return two simple string. So these four functions in the views.py. So let it be these four functions that I discussed: junior coder, senior coder, and in the tester, junior tester, senior tester. Now we call that four functions in the url.py. So till this point, we use project URL to call these functions. So go to the project folder. Under the project folder, we can find urls.py. In the urls.py, we can call the views by using the application name. So from coder, we can import the views as C1, and from tester, we can import the view as T1. I already discussed this alias part in the last video. If you're not familiar with the alignment, you can watch my last video. So once we call this all the functions, then one by one, all the functions will redirect to this URL. Now we need to write the URL under the application. So first of all, why URL pattern required inside the application? So till this point, I have added URL pattern at project level for the application. But that approach will increase dependency of application in the project. Suppose we want to use the particular application for another project, we may face an issue. Each application should be less dependent or independent on the project, so that we can easily use that application for another project. There are some benefits to use the URL pattern inside the application. The very first benefit, it reduces the dependency. It means that we can use that application for another project directly. The second benefit is enhance application performance. The third one is reuse the application in another project. So reusability of application becomes easy if I write a URL pattern inside the application. So now I'll explain through the coding how to do the process. So very first task, you need to go to the projects. Under that project, we need to open the url.py. Now to create a URL pattern under the application, we need to open the application, add the new file under the application. So I'll just explore the tester application. Under the tester application, I'll create the file urls.py. Then I'll open the project URL file. I'll copy the content. So I just require the content of that file. So I just copied this content along with the URL pattern and pasted into the url.py file that I created under the tester application. Now this file is responsible to handle all the views of the tester application. There is no requirement of coder application views for this file. As well as there is no requirement of alignment is also there because we are using single application view under this url.py. So under the URL pattern, we'll just use the view that are under the application. So only junior tester and senior tester view under that application. So I'll keep that two views, and instead of T1, I replace with the views, so that it will call the view for the tester application. So that modification is required under the URL pattern. So once it is complete, we need to add same file under the another application. So I'll just explore another application, that is coder. So under the coder, we need to create a url.py. So we just create a new file, urls.py, and we'll copy the code from project url.py file. So this is my project url.py file. I just copied the content. I'll paste it into the coder url.py. So again, this particular file consists of all the views of all the applications. So I'm looking a specific view. So here I'm looking only the views from coder file. So I'll remove the other paths. Let it be I'm not interested the views from tester in this application. Along with I don't want the admin view as well. So only two views are remain, that is junior coder and senior coder. Along with there is no requirement of alignment. If you want, you can keep as it is. Otherwise, we can use view.junior coder or views.senior coder. Now individually, we have created a separate file url.py under the application. Now how to render this file through the project URL? Now we need to do a modification under the project.url.py file. Now under the project url.py file, we are not calling this view directly. We just pass a string which will point into the url.py file under the application. So first of all, I'll remove all this URL pattern for junior coder and senior coder. That I'll remove from this URL pattern. Now, one more important function we need to discuss here. That function is include. Now we'll discuss include function. Include function allow referencing other URL configuration. The idea behind using include function is to make it easy plug and play URL for the application. That's it. So it consists of different parameters. So talking about what sort of things it contains. The include function may consist of module name. It may consist of module name. Along with, we can add other parameter like namespace. Also, we can add it. And we can also add multiple pattern list in the include function. So in the include function, we can add a different pattern list. We'll discuss both the things in the project URL. But basically, the purpose of include function is to make easy plug and play URL for the application. Now we'll go for the project url.py file. So under the project url.py file, we need to use this function. Now I will update the URL patterns, path, and now we'll use the include function under that. The first parameter is name of the application. So here I'm using my tester application. And after that, we need to use the name of the function, that is include. So under the include function, we can use application name dot URLs. So that particular application URLs get redirect. But there is an issue in the include. So we need to import the include function, first of all in this file. So from Django URL, import path, and then we need to add this include function so that we can easily include that url.py under the tester application. The similar way, we can add one more URL pattern path for coder application, and we can use include function for coder application. So for coder dot URLs. So when we add both the URL pattern, now we can execute the function and test the functionality whether what are the tasks we did are correct or having certain issue. Now we'll run the project to test the functionality. To run a project, we need to type a command python manage .py run server. Now it's working fine, so that we can copy this URL and it will paste into the browser. we are getting the two applications separately, tester and coder. Now I am going to redirect to the tester application. We are getting two URLs, junior tester, senior tester. Under that, I am going to execute jtester. It means that I am been under the tester application and executing the junior tester. Similar way, I am going to execute as tester and it will redirect to the as tester. I want to execute another application, so I am going to use a coder application, and we are finding two link under the coder, junior coder and senior coder. So that I am going to execute jcoder. So it will redirect to the I am a jcoder. So the specific view is been called from the coder application. Similarly, I am going to call the S coder so that it will call the second view I am a senior coder. Okay. So again, I go back to the project. I stop the execution of project. So hope you understand that how to write the URLs under the application and how to call the functions under that URL. Thanks for watching this video.